Welcome to the 100th edition of TV2 Sports Talk on DMG Channel 2 from Time Warner Cable. I'm WJER Radio Sports Director Bill Morgan, and on this week's show, celebrating the 100th edition of TV2 Sports Talk, and probably no better place to do it than a high school where they've had tremendous athletic success during the 2015-2016 school year, Garaway High School in Sugar Creek. Right now, the Pirates focused on boys basketball as the Pirates Hoops team gets ready to play in the Division III Sweet 16 in Athens. Coming up as our 100th edition continues, we'll talk with Garaway head coach Dave Shutt, who's played in the Sweet 16 for Garaway, coached them there as both a head coach and an assistant coach, and also with some of the Pirates players making this year's success possible. It's all when the 100th edition of TV2 Sports Talk continues on DMG Channel 2 from Time Warner Cable.
Well, I woke up to the sound of silence and cars. We're cutting like knives in a fist fight. And I found you with a tear in your eye, your head in the curtains and heart like the 4th of July.
You swore and said we are not shining stars. This I know, I never said we are. If you're lost and alone, or you're sinking like a stone, carry on. May your past be the sound of your feet upon the ground. Carry on. Carry on, carry on. We are shining stars. Carry on, invincible. We are who we are.
I think the hands-on aspect is going to give you an opportunity to explore, find out what you're good at, what you like, and you're not going to have mountains of debt. What you're going to have is a marketable skill that even if you don't love it, you can use that to pay to go on to college and get that degree. And we've got a number of students that do that. They're very mature. I think we're a great hands-on exploration base.
You're watching TV2 Sports Talk, our 100th episode this week, locked in on Garaway High School, specifically Garaway boys basketball, as they get ready to play in the Division III regional tournament at the Convo in Athens. Happy to be joined by Garaway head coach Dave Shutt. And Coach, you're a Garaway guy. You played here, you were an assistant coach here, a head coach here. Let's go back to when you played. What are the biggest differences, if you think there are big differences in the high school game, when you were playing for the Pirates in the regionals back in '89 to coaching this team in 2016?
You know, I don't know if there's a whole lot of difference. I mean, you know, you had to play well to get to where you're at. I know the athletes today are a little bit different than they were back in our day. Physically much stronger, much more different tools, so to speak, for agility and stuff that we didn't have. You know, you have the shooting guns and things like that. We didn't have that. We would have probably killed to get on one of those things and shoot for hours, but we had to go up to the park and play till about 1 in the morning where they can come in the gym and get tons of shots up. But no, getting back to the question as far as getting down there, it's a great ride. It's a great ride for the school, the community, you know, obviously your team, and even in the area, people that want to come watch a game. I know it's a little far drive for them, but, you know, it's just that Tuscarawas County flavor, so to speak.
Coach, tell us about this year's edition of the team. Obviously, the Garaway fans, they know who your guys are and who the key players are. But you mentioned at this time of the year, everybody, if you will, let's be honest, they jump on the Garaway bandwagon. You guys are the lone remaining team. For people who may not be familiar with your guys, talk to us about your strengths this year.
Well, you know, we have a little bit of everything. You know, we have some size with Joel Honingford, Dallas Foster, Cameron Miller, Ben Mason. Those are our four bigs, so to speak. And then we have, you know, guys that complement themselves well at the guard position: Sammy Gephardt, Brock Beachy, Ty Hampshire. And then we have a group that we call the Rat Pack, and their job specifically is to come in and give us solid pressure. And those guys embellish their role from day one. They're excited. This team is very well, you know, they're tight. They play for one another, and I've said it before, no one really cares who gets the credit on this team as long as we win, as long as we're playing well. That's kind of been our MO for most of the year.
Garaway head coach Dave Shutt as we talk Pirate basketball. Garaway getting ready to square off on Wednesday of this week as they take on Marion Pleasant in the D3 regional semifinals at the Convo in Athens. Coach, what do you know about Pleasant? By the time we air this show, the game will just be getting ready to tip off. And of course, you're hoping to advance to the regional finals. Tell your fans about the Pleasant team.
Well, they really have a really good player, number 22, very athletic. Can shoot it off the dribble, going both directions. He's coming in about 17, 18 a game. The other guy's pretty much a set shooter, number 5, Craycraft. Really good shooter, knocked down some big shots against Worthington Christian. We like their point guard, great quarterback, runs the floor for him, does intangible things from a guard standpoint. Then they have another 6'4" kid in the post that does his job, but they're there for a reason. I know they ended up 11-11, but they've been on a roll. They've been playing. They're the hot team right now, and hopefully we can just do the things that we normally do in a typical game and can negate some of their strengths.
Coach, when we talk about your strengths, how do they match up against them? How do you guys hope to best utilize them in that regional semi?
Well, I'm sure they're thinking it too, but we think there could be some mismatches, on our sake. We're going to use our depth. We think that's definitely a strength of ours. They've played about 7 deep that we've seen. So hopefully, we can wear them down, make it a end-line game from that standpoint. And obviously execute in half court. We're pretty strong at that sometimes, and if we can execute and do the little things offensively, we think we got a good chance. And then we're gonna have to rebound. I mean, we got to go after the boards relentlessly. At this level and juncture of the year, I mean, possessions are big, rebounds are big, 50-50 balls are big, all those things. So we just want to try to win a lot of those different categories.
Garaway head coach Dave Shutt, our guest TV2 Sports Talk this week on DMG Channel 2 from Time Warner Cable as the Pirates head down to the Convo in Athens. Coach, one of the things I hear, probably more so the media and fans talk about, I don't know how big of a role it plays or doesn't play for your team. You get into a bigger arena-like setting, which is what you'll have at the Convo. Are shooting backgrounds a factor?
I don't know. You can buy into that if you want to, but in the end, I think I mentioned earlier, the rims are 10 feet. Everything's the same. The background setting is a little different, but I think we have one advantage. We've been going down there for team camp for about the last 10 years. So, the kids have shot down there. They're kind of familiar with that background, and it's not like a big wow factor as soon as you walk in the arena. They've been there, they've played, competed, in a normal team camp, you get 20-some games in, but you're not there all the time, but you get a lot of games in on the combos. So that's one of the reasons we feel it's important to go down there in case we ever had a chance to get there. Kids aren't overwhelmed.
Coach, as we wrap up our conversation, at what point in time when you watch these kids sort of come up through your program, and that's what it is, it's a program, not just a one-year successful team, did you say, hey, 7th graders, these guys, if they keep progressing when they get to the varsity level, we could really do something? When were you able to pinpoint that?
Back in Biddy Ball, believe it or not, we work with them on Saturdays. You see some of the kids at that age, and you think, if they keep polishing their skills, they have a chance. Now these seniors as 8th graders won the championship as 8th graders. Some of them, filtered in as they were freshmen and some played on the JV. But, there was a good core there along with some of the juniors and a couple of sophomores that make up our roster. But, you've been around it long enough, you can kind of find kids and, they're good kids. They had good coaching coming up through. B, they're athletes, they compete. So, we kind of had an idea that this group could be special. Last year we kind of fell short in the tournament, and I think that's kind of been their driving force, all summer and this season was to get to this level and beyond.
Coach, we appreciate your time at a crazy busy time of the year, so best of luck to you guys down in Athens.
Well, thanks, Bill. I really appreciate the coverage you guys give for our student athletes.
It is Garaway head coach Dave Shutt, and as this week's edition of TV2 Sports Talk continues, we'll talk with some of the Pirate players making this team go all the way down to Athens on TV2.
Taking the area by storm, Lightning Signs and Decals specializes in custom signs, banners, and graphics. We are also an authorized distributor for Mossy Oak, Browning, Realtree, and Bone Collector graphics and products, as well as a hunting and fishing license agent. Visit online at lightningsign.com or visit the storefront located at 224 7th Street in New Philadelphia.
WJER and TV2 would like to introduce you to a new website, WJERTV2.com, where you can watch exciting high school football, soccer, and volleyball replays from TV2 Sports on your home computer, smartphone, or tablet. Also watch the latest episodes of TV2's original programming, Sports Talk, The Garden Girl, The Not So Shy Chef, Off the Record, and Medical Minutes, as well as catch up on local community news and search for local businesses. So make sure to check out the new WJERTV2.com community website where everything's local.
TV2 Sports Talk continuing this week's episode from the Garaway Gymnasium as the Pirates get ready to play in the Division III Regionals coming up in Athens as they take on Marion Pleasant. Happy to be joined by three of the Pirates making it go for the 2015-2016 season. Seniors Brock Beachy and Cameron Miller, and junior Joel Hoddingford. Cam, we'll begin with you. One of the things that I love about your game, a lot of times when a guy's 6'7", he stands down there in the post and blocks shots and grabs rebounds. Not that you can't do that. You can step outside and shoot the three ball. We saw that in the district championship win over Highland. How did you develop a three-point shot? Because sometimes big guys are encouraged to stay down low.
Well, Coach Chet just started off teaching me the fundamentals of how I should keep my arm in at a 90-degree angle, and just he always never got mad if I shot a three, and so he's always encouraging.
What was that like for you guys to get that big win over Highland? Anytime you guys knock off Highland, it's a big win, but to do it in the district championship and to do it in convincing fashion, you guys had to feel pretty good Friday night.
Oh yeah, we were all excited. It was a great win.
Brock, tell us a little bit about your role on this team. Obviously, you guys have played together for a long time. What does Coach Shutt stress to you in terms of things for you to do effectively at game time?
Well, he likes when I shoot the ball if I'm open. Of course, defensive presence. When we play zone, I'm always up top with my long arms and athleticism so I can get some steals.
Tell us a little bit about, though, the Highland game. We were just talking with Cam about that. You guys head into that game winning the two regular season games. Those games were pretty close in terms of on the scoreboard. What was that like, especially in the fourth quarter, as you guys started to pull away knowing that you guys were going to win that?
It was a good feeling. I thought it just took a lot of stress off our shoulders and just gave us a lot of confidence into the tournament.
Brock Beachy along with Cameron Miller and Joel Hoddingford. And Joel, people pretty aware if they pay any attention to a high school sports, your best sport is football. How does what you do on the football field help you in basketball, if you think it does help you?
I mean, obviously it's a lot of strength, a lot of pushing people around on the football field, and that kind of carries over to basketball, rebounding, pushing people around and creating space, which is what I do best.
Tell us a little bit about Cameron shooting that outside three ball. Did they ever let you get outside that three-point arc and a hoist a triple?
It's more of just a joke rather than a serious matter.
Joel, tell us a little bit about your future as it relates to football. It's been pretty much out there, especially on social media, about opportunities you may have when it comes to football at the next level after your senior year. How exciting is that to see some of those opportunities beginning to pop up?
Obviously it's pretty exciting. A kid coming from, the area that we do, you don't see it very often. So, just putting in a lot of work and making sure that I'm going to get to the next level and also carry on and be talented there and perform at that level too it's very humbling though. Obviously my oldest brother had it happen to him, but it's very exciting.
Joel Hoddingford along with Brock Beachy and Cameron Miller, our guest on TV2 Sports Talk. We're celebrating our 100th edition out in Sugar Creek at Garaway High School. Cam, when we talk about you guys trying to win in the regional semifinals and get a chance obviously to play and go on to the state in Columbus, what does Coach talk to you about since you guys found out the opponent, Pleasant from Marion, in terms of their strengths?
Well, they have a lot of good shooters. They can all shoot pretty decently, and we just got to close out with a hand high and alter their shot any way we can.
Coach was telling us earlier in the show about the fact that you guys have had summer camps down at the Convocation Center, so sort of used to playing down there, at least from that perspective. What will that be like on Wednesday night when you guys roll that on the floor and it's not summer camp where they've got 8 baskets set up on the floor, you're playing on the big stage that the Bobcats play on? What will that be like? Will you guys be nervous, do you think?
I don't think we'll be very nervous. We'll be excited, and just knowing that we've played there before, we've thought about going there our whole high school career, and it'll be nice to finally do it.
The Garaway Pirates trying to make that push to get into the state tournament in Columbus. They were last there in 2008, and the guys may realize it, the guys may not realize it, but Coach Shutt playing for Garaway when they were in the regional tournament back in 1989. Now, I don't know what year you were born, Brock, but I'm guessing it was after 89.
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about thinking about Coach playing down there, he'll tell you, I didn't play because my knee was injured, but what is it like to sort of think back, hey, Coach was playing and this team got to the regional tournament back then? Do you think about Coach and back when he played? Does he ever talk about that?
Not really. He just focuses on where we are and how we should handle ourselves and stuff like that.
Brock, let's go off the court with you. You're a senior. What are your plans after you graduate?
Go to college somewhere, I'm not sure where yet, and be in a business major so I can be a banker.
When you talk about getting that opportunity, going to college, and do you want to play athletics in college, or will this be it at the high school level for you?
I think this will be it.
Brock Beachy along with Cameron Miller and Joel Hoddingford, our guest in this part of TV2 Sports Talk on DMG Channel 2 from Time Warner Cable. Joel, you talked earlier about your older brother Paul. He was a very good basketball player here and went on to play some collegiately. When you talked to him about, I guess, trying to have success on the big stage, and Paul was on that team back in 2008 that went to Columbus, does he offer advice? Do you want to hear your big brother's advice?
I mean, obviously we play 2 different positions, but he really focused on telling me, just got to stay calm, believe in what you guys have going, play together. Don't worry about getting your own, get each other's points and stuff like that.
TV2 Sports Talk as we talk Garaway basketball this week on DMG Channel 2. Coming up as the show continues from the Garaway Gym, we'll talk more Pirate basketball on TV2.
We're always looking for better ways to do things. But with some banks, better for them isn't always better for you.
You've reached Megabank. Press 1 to hear your current balance. Press 2 to hear these options again.
Introducing free Kasasa checking. When you do stuff for us, like swipe your debit card or get e-statements, we make it even better for you with cash back and refunds on ATM fees. Kasasa, carried locally at First Federal Community Bank. Do you, Kasasa?
Searching for quality bottled water? Call Crystal Springs Water Company. Crystal Springs Water is a family-owned and operated company that's been proudly serving the community since 1986. Crystal Springs offers a quality bottled water in a variety of sizes to suit your everyday needs. They also carry a selection of water coolers, cups, bottle racks, hydro pumps, and premium water softening salts. All available for pickup or delivery. Call Crystal Springs Water Company today.
You're watching TV2 Sports Talk on DMG Channel 2 from Time Warner Cable. The Garaway Pirates getting ready to play in the regional semifinals when they'll take on Marion Pleasant. You'll be able to watch that game here on TV2, the first playback coming up Thursday night at 8 o'clock. Have to be joined by 2 more of the Pirates helping to make this team successful in the 2015-2016 campaign. Sam Gephardt and Logan Mast. And Sam, you've been playing varsity basketball really since you got to Garaway as a freshman. What are the biggest growth areas in your game from where you were as a 9th grader to this year as a senior?
Oh, I've definitely become more mature, better leader, vocal leader. Played in a lot of games now, so I know a lot more. I try to be the rock, not get too high, not get too low, be the person that they can look up to since I've been there and done it. So I just try to be a good leader for our team.
How disappointing was it last year for you guys to not make a big tournament run? I think you guys thought that was going to happen. It wouldn't work out that way. And has that been an inspiration point for this year?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, last year we really thought we were capable of going further than we did. I mean, we got beat by a really good team, but it was inspiration all off season, and it definitely has been so far.
Logan Mast also with us, and Logan, Coach Shutt talked to us earlier in the show about defense, Rat Pack. Tell us about your role on this team.
Yeah, I just try and come in and do whatever I can to help the team out. I really try and focus on my defensive game. Just try and make every stop that I can, help the team out any way I can, and just look for that little spark that we can bring to it.
Tell us a little bit about what Coach talks to you guys about in terms of defense. Whether we like it or not, when it comes to sports, seems like the offensive guys get the highlights. So whether it's in basketball, football, guys who can hit it out of the park, in baseball, how important is defense to what you guys do here at Garaway?
Oh, I mean, it's huge. We have, like you said, the Rat Pack. We come in, try and get a little spark going, just try and get every stop that we can and get some quick transition buckets. I mean, that's huge. Defense is a really big part of the game, and see where that takes us.
Logan Mast, along with Sam Gephardt, our guest, two of the seniors on this Garaway basketball team. Sam, what does Coach talk to you guys about in terms of getting a win in that regional semifinal, keys to knocking off a good team like Marion Pleasant?
Oh, you know, we're just trying to take it one game at a time. Obviously, they're there for a reason. Regionals, you only got a couple games to go till state. You know, we just got to do what we've done so far to get us here. Good team chemistry, solid defense. You know, we just want to win the game. We don't care who does what, but that's all that matters.
That game coming up on Wednesday night as Garaway squares off with Marion Pleasant. Again, you'll be able to see our first replay of that game coming up Thursday night at 8 o'clock on TV2 with Scott Robinson and Jared Hall. Coming up as the 100th edition of TV2 Sports Talk continues, we'll talk with Ty Hampshire and Dallas Foster on DMG Channel 2.
WJER and TV2 would like to introduce you to a new website, WJERTV2.com, where you can watch exciting high school football, soccer, and volleyball replays from TV2 Sports on your home computer, smartphone, or tablet. Also watch the latest episodes of TV2's original programming, Sports Talk, The Garden Girl, The Not So Shy Chef, Off the Record, and Medical Minutes, as well as catch up on local community news and search for local businesses. So make sure to check out the new WJERTV2.com community website where everything's local.
TV2 Sports Talk, our home this week, Garaway High School, as the Pirates get ready to play in the boys Division III regional semifinals down at the Convocation Center in Athens. Happy to be joined by Ty Hampshire and Dallas Foster. And Ty, in the first matchup of the season when you guys played Highland, you guys end up going 3-0 against the Hawks. You hit a huge shot with about 2 seconds to play. I know that was a while ago now, but what was going through your mind when your number got called in that situation?
You know, first of all, we're just glad we got that W. I mean, players are going to make plays, and I was fortunate enough to have the ball at that time. And, you know, players trust me, and, you know, anyone could take in that shot, and it wouldn't have mattered. But, you know, you just got to be confident when you take that shot, and I'm just thankful that the guys trusted me.
Ty, when you talk about the progression of the team from that point, that was a big win. Of course, at that point in the season, you guys ended up going undefeated in the IVC and conference play. Talk to us about areas of growth for the team this year, maybe the biggest points of improvement for you guys to where you are headed into the regionals.
I think guys just have a lot more confidence right now. Our bench is a lot deeper than what it was at the beginning of the season. And, you know, we all trust each other. We all love each other. So it's just awesome to be a part of it. And we just all have confidence that we're going to make plays for each other.
One of the seniors on this team, Dallas Foster. And Dallas, you had a big game in that district final win over Highland. Came off the bench, led the team in scoring, right there and rebounding. How important does Coach talk to you about in terms of your role coming off the bench and giving key minutes?
You know, he always says it's really important. You know, I don't go in there looking to score, but, you know, if the opportunity's there, you know, I'll take a shot. And fortunately, they went in, so, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about being a senior. What lies ahead for you? We were talking with Brock Beachy about that a little bit earlier on in this show. Will you play sports in college? I happen to know from talking to a number of people, at least the rumor mill has it, you're a pretty bright kid.
You know, I was getting recruited some, but I'm going to go play football at Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh and study mathematical sciences. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Mathematical sciences. So there's a reason people get into broadcasting. I'll tell you the secret about broadcasting. most of the people on radio and TV, and if they would dispute this, I'll let them do that, but not anybody who majored in mathematical sciences. Now, Ty, tell us a little bit about, I guess, what you think you guys have to do, not only to beat Marion Pleasant, and I know it's one game at a time, but to get that big opportunity to go to Columbus next week.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's one game at a time. You know, they have athletes. I think we match up well against them. We're just going to play hard, play good defense, and then hopefully we can continue. And, you know, it's been a dream for a long time to do that. So we just take one game at a time. You know, as coaches put together great scouting reports for us. Just go out there, got to execute, and we'll be fine.
Ty Hampshire and Dallas Foster, our guest in Dallas, as we wrap up. Dallas may not know this because he doesn't pay attention to me, but a while back I saw Dallas in church. Now, we're going back a year or so ago now. You had that mohawk thing going on. What was that like? What made that decision for you to go ahead and do that to your hair?
We did that when we made the playoffs for football. So a lot of the guys did mohawks for our home playoff game. And my mom actually gave us all a strip of duct tape down the center of our heads and cut off both sides in our basement. So that was just a lot of fun, just a football thing.
Now, how long did it take to grow that bad boy back to what is ever normal for Dallas Foster?
It probably took a solid month or two just to get the sides longer again because it was pretty short.
Dallas Foster and Ty Hampshire, two of the guys helping to make this team go during a highly successful 2015-2016 basketball season. Again, you can watch the replay of the Marion Pleasant game coming up with the first replay Thursday night at 8 o'clock. You've been watching our 100th edition of TV2 Sports Talk on your home for local television high school sports coverage with the Sports Talk show and play-by-play, TV2 on Time Warner Cable.